Alright gang, welcome back to our investment challenge here on Riverview. It is July, a cloudy day in July, but today is a big day. I put in a buying silo again, which is going to be pretty helpful for us here. So we're going to buy some solid fertilizer, but not too much. I don't want to go overboard on that. That should be sufficient. We need to go ahead and put down a application here on our grass field. And we're going to sell the silage right after that. And then once that's accomplished, it's going to be a big day. Our canola field is ready to harvest. So we're going to harvest that. We're going to lease some kind of harvester for that one for sure. But we'll harvest that. And then we'll see where we are as far as the time goes. It is quite a large field. I suspect it's going to take us quite a while to harvest that. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get started on doing any seeding or planting or whatever it may be. I don't know if we're going to have the time to do that. If we do have some time left over, we will do a contract or two, since we really didn't get to do that in the last episode, which was the initial goal, before I realized that this grass field had already been ready to harvest. So lots to do today. Gonna be a good day. Now we're not gonna sell that canola. It's gonna go straight into our silo. Which is good. It's going to save us, It's going to make us a lot more money by, holding on to it, which we really haven't been able to do yet until now. Now, we could sell those silos, those big massive silos, and get something a little bit cheaper. For now, I'm going to keep the big ones. We're going to see how it goes. If it gets to a point where we're really just not filling them up, those silos, very much, which actually it might happen, but if it does get to that point where we're not filling them up that much, we will sell those and then just kind of downgrade and get a smaller silo. If we're not utilizing the entirety of the space, given in those, there's really no reason for us to keep them, in my mind. So we'll see how things go there. I think I missed a little chunk over here somewhere. There it is. But for the interim, we're going to keep them and see how much we actually utilize the capacity in there. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're all doing well today. Things are good. Things are good, man. I'm getting ready to go on a work trip. Let's see. By the time this video comes out, it'll be. Is this video coming out on Saturday? I don't know. I think it's coming out on Saturday. I'm recording it before Saturday, clearly. So we'll see how the work trip goes. This is the one where I talked about where I'm going to basically the New York area. It's technically New Jersey, but might as well. It's close. It makes no difference. New York. I've never really been to New York. I've never been to a big city like New York, with the exception of Toronto. And when I say I've been to Toronto, mostly it's the outskirts of Toronto. I have been into the city of Toronto one time. I've never been in the city of New York. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'm, more of a rural, on the outskirts of farmland guy more than I am a city guy, so we will see. I probably won't like it. But it's not like I'm going to have a whole lot of time to explore and do things anyway. It's a work trip, right? So I'm going to have limited time for that. But if you are in that area, let me know down below if there's something I should be going and checking out. I will attempt to get there. I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but I will attempt to. At some point, probably many years from now, I will probably get to New York, because I do want to. I've got an ambition, and it's not that great of an ambition. We might do one a year if we're lucky, to hit every single NHL arena. Many of you know, if you've been around for a long time, I've played hockey my whole life, so I'm a big hockey fan, and I'm trying to hit every NHL arena at some point. Now, those arenas are a little expensive, and by a little expensive, I mean they're very, very expensive. So the odds are I'm probably not going to make it to those arenas until I'm significantly older. But we'll see, right? We'll see. So far I've made it to, let's see. I've been to Washington's. I went there when I was very little. My grandpa took me, actually. I think I was maybe 8 or 9, maybe. So I've been to the Capitals arena. I've been to the old Pittsburgh Penguins arena. The Igloo, before they changed it to whatever it is, the Paints Arena, whatever it is. I've been to the old Detroit Red Wings arena, the Joe. I haven't been to the new one there. Been to Buffalo's. Columbus is, obviously, I live in Ohio, so Columbus is for sure. I've been to Minnesota's. Because those of you that know have been watching the channel for a while know that I went to college in a small little school in Minnesota. So I had some friends of mine who obviously are from Minnesota. They took me to a game there in college, so that was cool. Been to Vegas. I've been to Tampa's. And that was during our work trip. It was a work conference. And there was a game, so we went that night. That was kind of fun. I think that's it. Oh, Chicago's. I've been to Chicago's. I'm sorry. Again, when I was in college, I had some friends from Chicago that were going to school in Minnesota, and they took me up there to the Chicago arena. But I think that's it. So it's not that many, really, if you think about it. It's really not that many. But, you know, I try to get, if I can, one more every year. But I only really started doing that one more every year about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And a lot of those, I said, that was when I was in college, right? Or even earlier when I was younger. And that was, it was a while ago. Let's put it like that. So we'll see. We didn't get to one this year, although I would have liked to. We just didn't make it. Is it here? I think it's here. I think this is where we're supposed to be going. I hope this is where we're supposed to be going. We just had a lot going on this year, so we didn't make it to one, unfortunately. But I think we're going to attempt to try to go to maybe like a Nashville or something like that. That's relatively close to us. It surprises me that I haven't been to Nashville yet because it's a very close one. It's probably one of the closest. The only other ones that are closer, I would say, would be maybe Detroit and Pittsburgh. It's only a like 4.5, 5 hour drive from us. So. All right, where do I put this at? 54,000 liters of silage. I don't know where. Let's do a quick autosave here. Let's figure out where we're going to be selling this at. Where the selling drop point is, I should say. Right there. Okay. Maybe? Maybe it's here. Oh, here we go. Good. This should be a decent chunk of change, and we need it. Nice. $19,391. A little less than I was expecting, but still pretty good. It gets us above the line. We're not really concerned about the money for a little while again, so this is good, man. This is good. So let's head back to the farm here. Actually, I'm going to turn off those icons. Those of you who have been around the channel for a long time know that I do not enjoy seeing those icons. But let's head back to the yard here. You know what? As a matter of fact, we don't even need to head back to the yard. We should just head to our canola field with this setup. And we're going to have to lease a harvester and a header. Okay, where are we going to get there? What's the fastest way to get there, I guess is what I should say. I guess just going straight back down the road we came, right? Yeah, I guess so. If you follow this road back down around here, across our intersection that we're very familiar with, and then I think the entry point's down here somewhere. I'm pretty sure we did a contract on that field at some point. Alright, we are heading back here, gang. We're going to go with the Kloss here, the Kloss Dominator. We haven't used the Dominator at all in FS25 yet. Happy to have it back. I love this harvester. The problem with this harvester, though, is it is a very small width harvester. It's going to take us a long time to harvest this field. But that is okay. That is okay. We're not technically in any kind of a rush. Now, if I was to utilize a bigger harvester, it would basically take up nearly all the money that we have. So I decided to go a different approach. I decided to go with a slower approach, which means if we can't get the harvest all done today, we can certainly finish it in the next episode. Not a big deal in my eyes. So that's what we're doing. So we've got the nice Kloss here. Now, the way to get back here, it's a little weird. I will show you. I put the worker on trying to get the trailer and the tractor the rest of the way here. They're still not here, so I'm concerned that the worker's stuck somewhere. I will have to check that here in a second, but I will show you the way to get here. It's not as easy as it might seem. You either have to go through this field, which we did, because it was closest to the shop, or you come over from this way, which is under the bridge that we always go over, and it's a little weird the way that you get here from that way. So this is the field, right? Big, massive field. You'd think there'd be some entry point here or here, but no. There's no entry point there. Yep, the worker's stuck. I knew it. I knew it. They always get stuck on the bridges. I knew it. So, you have to come down underneath the bridge, over here, down this way, which I think is a really, really cool little tree tunnel, half tree tunnel, I guess, all the way down to the end of this field, through these trees, behind the sugar mill, and in this way, which is actually really close to where our entryway is to our new yard area. So that's how you have to get here. It's quite the conundrum that they put you through here, and then this worker has really just screwed this all up. The worker could have went any other way, and it would have been better, and he didn't. So we'll have to get him back here, but I will tell you, when I was trying to figure out how the hell to get here, it was quite the challenge, as I just showed you. I went multiple ways trying to figure out where I was going, and then I finally figured it out, and I said, well, by the time I figured that out, I was so far away, I was like, I'll just throw it on a worker and see if the worker can get us there, and clearly the worker was trying to take a shortcut by committing suicide over top of the bridge. I don't know why the workers have such issues with those bridges. Whenever there's a cross of different roads, one above one or below one, whatever, there's always a massive issue for them. I don't understand why they have that issue, but they do. Luckily, there was a barrier there, so the worker could not commit artificial intelligent suicide on us. Nonetheless, we'll get this over here, and we'll get started harvesting this field. It's going to take a very, very, very long time. It does have some hail damage in it, but overall, we're going to make a good amount of money off of that because we purchased it when it was still in the growing stages, as you know, and it had a good yield to it as well. So the way I always look at things like that is whatever money we make off that field, you subtract that from the total purchase price of the field, and that's really what we paid for the field. Since we didn't put any of that crop in at all, we didn't utilize any of our resources or wear and tear on equipment, anything like that, except with the exception of the harvest, right? So that's how I look at it. Always makes it seem a little bit better when you make a good amount of money back off the field you purchased. All right, well, this is taking a lot longer than I had initially anticipated. I knew it was going to take a while, but this is taking longer than I thought. I'm kind of rethinking about my choice to not go with a larger header, at least, if nothing else. But we're in it now, so we're stuck with it. We're going to have to keep rolling. We are making good progress, though. Just a lot slower than we might otherwise like. I don't see any way that we'll be able to finish the entire harvest of this field in one episode unless I did a lot of a jump cut or just stopped recording. I guess I could do that. But we'll see, right? We're going to continue on here. We're going to keep plowing through. I guess plowing is not really the right word in a farming game, but we're going to continue to harvest and try to continue to make progress here. We did do 3 headland passes around here. I'm not sure we actually needed to do 3 headland passes, seeing how much space is down here. But we did 3 anyway, just to be safe, make sure we had enough room. We're on the final pass here of that 3rd headland pass, so then we'll start doing the traditional up and downs at this point moving forward. You can see the 3, 4, 5 maybe spots of hail damage that we have in the field here once I look at it from this angle. So there's one over there right to the right below the time and the money right now, and then one over there, one there, and then 2, I think, up there. They're really close together, but I think it's 2 separate ones. So still, a lot of canola left to be harvested here. This is going to give us a good amount of money when the time comes to sell this. Now, right now, it's pretty much the worst time possible, I think, to sell canola. I'm almost positive by that statement. Yes, it is the absolute worst time to sell. That makes sense. Whenever it's the time to harvest the canola, there's going to be a lot of farmers that would be taking that canola and selling it at that point. Those that just need the money right then and there, right? So if you put it into a silo and store it, you're better off. We're going to make, upwards of $700 more per 1,000 liters, right? So, yeah. Now, we could take some of this canola and we could put it into a production, right? We've got a couple productions here. This one right here specifically is the one we'd probably put it in if we were going to put anything into it. I just literally went right past it, way past it, too far. Canola oil, let's see. What do we have to, how much do we have to put in to make 20 canola gets 10 canola oil. Canola oil now, let's look at that price. A little bit better. By a little bit better, I mean it's pretty significantly better, actually. Maybe we should make canola oil right now since we have so much time before we could sell it anyway. Not necessarily mean we have to put all of it into the canola oil, but maybe we could put a good chunk of it into that production and make some canola oil, which in turn would make us probably a little bit more money, right, in the long run. Not even probably, it would make us more money in the long run, right? I think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna transport a little bit of that. Yeah, I think so. I don't know which way these lines are going to be set. Let me look at this really quick before we get started here. Not the way I had expected, actually. It looks like they're going to kind of go that way, right? Now we have 36% here. So I think we need to go... I think we start over here on this end. I think that's a smarter play than starting over here because we're going to go right down the middle. We've got some space here, but we don't have a ton of space right now, right? So we probably should be smart about this. Yeah, this is going to be better. So let's go that way. 15,000 liters of canola in there currently. I think I would like to get one more harvester load into that trailer, and then we can take it over to our production and drop that off and at least get it started on making us some canola oil. The canola oil is best to sell. So the canola is best to sell in November. The canola oil is best in November as well. The thing I don't want to do is I don't want to put too much canola oil into the actual production that it can't chew through it in time by November. I'd like to sell a good chunk of this in November and make some money because I really want to progress further. And to do that, we need to sell this canola. If we have it all in the production and the production is taking a while to get through it all, which I suspect it will, that's going to put us in a bit of a hardship, right? Because we want to make some money off this pretty quickly. We don't really want to hold on to it right now because we kind of need the money. We've got that loan to pay off, which I plan to utilize a good chunk of this for that. We've got a good chunk of that loan. I say good chunk, it's really not, but we've paid $150,000 of it off already. But really, we need to continue to burn that down a little bit quicker than we have been, right? And I was planning to utilize a lot of this canola to do that. Yeah, let's get another harvester load here, and then we will head over there, and then we'll need to move some of those pallets for the sheep and everything to the production as well. All right, we got that in there. Let's go ahead and get it set up and going. Canola oil, boom. Storing, perfect. Now, we can always add more canola to this, right? If it does chew through it faster than I'm expecting it to, we can always add more to it. It's not a big deal. And we will do that if we need to, right? Now, we sold a bunch of this wool in the last episode. I don't know if the wool price is still relatively decent. If it is, it might be smart for us to go ahead and just sell it outright as well. Because there is enough wool in the production right now. We're not really concerned about that. We're making so much wool now that it could produce us, a little bit more money and make us a little bit more money right now, which would help us. Let me look and see if it's dropped significantly or not. It has dropped a pretty penny now at this point. I don't think it's worth it anymore. So these are just going to go directly into the production itself. I'll go ahead and do this off camera a little bit. We've done a lot of time lapses. Normally, if I was going to do this together with you, I'd put it into some kind of a time lapse. We're not going to do that now. We've done enough time lapses in this episode, so we'll do a bit of a jump cut. I'll get all of these put into the production. And back with you shortly. By the time we're done with this, it'll probably be, the worker will probably be full in the harvester. So we'll head back there and unload the harvester. All right, this is the final load here. Now, what we probably need to start doing, because the fabric just takes so long, no matter where you're at, we probably should put down some kind of another production that we can turn the wool into fabric with. I think it's going to help us out because this thing is ready for more fabric every second. and it just can't keep up, and that's why there's so much wool in there. And if we continue to add that much wool into it every single time, we're never going to be able to get through all the wool in there before the end of the series. So I think it might be smart for us to actually start maybe either just storing the wool on top of the trailer here in hopes to either sell it, you know, whenever it's a decent price, or we get another production to turn that wool into fabric and then have that fabric distribute to the production here to turn it into clothes, right? I think that is the approach we need to be taking moving forward here. So we'll look into that and see. There's not really, I don't think, a whole lot out there besides maybe Grandma's Knitwear or Grandma's House, as I like to call it. I don't necessarily want to utilize that in this series. We utilize that right now in the Survival Challenge. I have a feeling we're going to utilize that in the One-Tile Challenge as well, so I don't want to overdo it. I've said that many times before. I like to, whenever humanly possible, try to do different or utilize different equipment, implements, productions, etc. In each series, right? To try to kind of keep that fresh, new, I guess, to an extent. So we're not going to utilize Grandma's Knitwear here. I'm going to, even though it's not really a rule of any sort, for me personally, I'm going to kind of ban it from this series. Just to keep it fresh and going. So that's what we're going to do. But we'll look and see if we can find any kind of other production for fabric. Certainly not that one we had down in the beginning. That was way too slow. So we're not going to do that one. But we'll see if we can find something else. It's probably going to cost us a lot of money. We probably won't be able to do that until we're able to sell this canola and or the canola oil that we're now starting, right? But we'll see. We will see. Yep, and as expected, the worker had literally just set that it is full, so we timed that out about as good as possible. And now looking at this, it looks like there was a lot more hail damage than what I had initially anticipated. So there's all kinds of hail damage here. We lost a lot of crop because of that damn hail. Didn't really notice it from the angle we were looking at before, but there is definitely a lot more hail damage than we had expected, man. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. That's a lot of loss, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We still have a long way to go here. I would say we're probably getting close to halfway harvested as far as this field goes. Still a long way to go, though. I'm going to take over for the worker here. I'm going to get a little bit more done here, but we're probably going to have to do some more of this in the next episode, I think. I just don't see any other way around it. No. Get on the steering assist. Thank you. Okay. So, that's good. That's going. Everything else as far as... why can't I move? Here we go. Thank you. Everything else as far as our fields and everything go are good. The grass is probably going to be ready to harvest in the next episode. This is ready to have something put into it. It is July. There's probably a chance we could put something into it today. No, it's August. August for anything. Yeah, August. In August, we can put in canola up there. Again, we're not going to put a canola up there. We want barley or wheat, so we're going to have to wait until September. So that field's just going to stay dormant until that point. Now, we could... I think I talked about this in the last episode, but I wasn't really expecting this field to be ready to harvest today. But we could put oilseed radish in that field up there, which would give us, you know, an application of fertilizer. But I don't think we need to, because it already had grass in there before. So it should, although we did harvest that grass, or we did mow the grass, I should say. So, but I'm still thinking it should already have a first application of fertilizer. It does, with the exception of this little corner down here. So it's not even really worth it right now. But the next time, you know, once we harvest it and we're waiting, because that's just going to continue to stay as a wheat, oat, barley field, right? When the next time comes, maybe we do it then, right? Maybe we do it then. But with that, gang, we are going to leave the episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button, subscribe button, all that good stuff. Helps me a ton. Thanks to my members, all 15 of you. Cannot thank you guys enough. If you want to become a member, links down below in the description. Discord is down there. Everything you need is down in the description. As always, thanks so much for your continued support. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.